Hello everyone, so here I want to show you a plugin that I've been writing recently called Wildlights. So in Houdini, just go in the stage or any LOPnet and type Wildlights when you have it installed, and it will pop a UI like that. So if you don't have any dome light selected, it will create one for you and it will just open this UI that you see right here. So at a very high level, this is just like a collection of HDRI that I've been capturing for the past few years. But this will allow you to have just one repository on your machine where all the HDR are being stored and managed for you, and it will share those HDR across many different projects, so you don't have to create this HDR folder every single time, download some file from the web and manage that yourself. So you just open this plugin and like if you're interested in this HDR, you just double click on it, it will put it in the dome light and you can just explore it right here in the viewport. If you want to test another one, double click on another one. As soon as this is downloaded on your machine, you have this badge top right here in green that shows you that the file is being cached on disk, so it's not being downloaded from the server. But if I pick one that doesn't have this badge, like for example this one, I double click, you can see it's being downloaded from the server, and when it's done downloading, I have it right here. And as soon as it's cached on disk, if you don't delete your cache, it's never going to be downloading this file again. So if you have another project and double click on this same HDR file with the same resolution, it will just grab what you have on disk. So this leads to this bottom bar here. You have the resolution. So by default it's set to 4K, but just keep in mind that you have a limited quota of download per day, just to keep it light on the CDN at first. So you have like 3 gigabytes of free HDR that you can download. If you are just testing and you don't really know what you're looking for, just go with 1K. Your files are going to be like 6 megabytes each, so this basically means that you could download a whole collection of HDRI within a single day. But when you're happy, like let's say this is the perfect HDR for your use case, then you can crank it up all the way to 22K, but in this case you can see this download weight has changed to 2.6 gigabytes, so a single file at this resolution will eat up your whole daily quota. Just something to keep in mind. And then on the left you have all of those search tools to help you find the perfect HDR. From the bottom you have a dynamic range slider, so if I increase that, this means that all the HDR that are showing here are in between 24 to 36 stops of dynamic range, and you can see it here in the metadata, dynamic range 26.4 stops. So this will isolate the very high contrast images. If on the opposite end I reduce that, then I get a very low contrast HDRIs, like this one is just 14 stops. And you have a similar slider for the white balance, so if I increase that, I get more HDR that were calibrated to higher Kelvin, so more on the bluish side of things, and I can again decrease that to have more like warmer tones, playing with those sliders. So you can get things like that. You also have some tags, so here you can define, do you want artificial lights or natural lights? You can define the type of sky, so overcast or clear, the time of day, nature versus urban, so a bunch of tags that we're all used to. This is pretty intuitive. Now the coolest part of this tool is here, latent space search. So this allows you to use a pre-trained ML model to search using natural language or to search based on image similarity. So here first, if I type forest, it's going to first load the model, so it might take a couple of seconds, and then when the model is loaded, it will sort the whole collection based on what you wrote here. And you don't have to use a single word, so I could do like car, urban, city. You can write a lot of words, it can be like a whole paragraph, and again it will sort the whole thing based on this text. And here you have some weights controlling how much importance it's going to put on this text-based search, and at the moment we're only using that, so this slider is being ignored. Then here you have the image-based search, so if I just take this forest image and I drag it here, I can delete that for now. So again, this slider controlling the weight will be ignored, but I can combine those two things. So at the moment I'm only using this image-based similarity search, and this is sorting the whole collection. But let's say I want an image that has some forest background but also a little bit of cars in there. For some reason I can type car, and then you have like 50% weight allowed to the text-based search and 50% weight allowed to the image-based search. But then I can play with that and I can just like increase the slider, and it's going to be more and more tilted toward this text-based search. And if I go all the way to the top here at 1, this is completely ignored and we're only looking at this car text-based search. Okay, so that was like a broad overview of how this works at a high level. Now let's take a look at a more real-world example, if I can say. So if I just close that and I paste a more interesting setup. So here we have robot. I'm just going to put my camera, and let's switch to Karma XPU. Okay, so we have this asset of a robot being lit by this dome light. Now if I select the dome light and I type Wildlights to open the plugin, so what we can do is use a backplate to search the proper HDR. So again, I'm gonna use this forest image that I just picked from the web, so it looks like that. Let's first move that all of the way, and I'm also going to put this image as the background. Okay, so we can see it in context. So clearly, if we look at it in the full screen, this is not well integrated at all. We can see that this is not fitting this environment. But now I can bring back my UI here. This is searching based on this image, so I can just double click on that one. And right away we have something that fits a little bit better. From trial and error, I found that this one is working very well. If I double click that, we have something that is pretty good. There's still a lot of work to do, but this is a very good starting point, if you ask me. And so this is just one example, but we can try something different. So now I'm gonna go for a winter image, like so. And if I bring back our plugin and I switch that for the winter image, so I have good candidates. If I double click on this one, from looking at this background image, I know it's snowy, so it's most likely like overcast, and we were looking for something very diffuse in terms of lighting. So I can also combine this with those tags. So I'm gonna say overcast. I'm also gonna say, because I don't want this very like urban images, so I'm gonna go for nature. And now I'm starting to get something interesting. So this is overcast during the winter. You don't have the snow in the trees, but it's not too bad. If I double click that, and maybe it might need just a little bit more power in the light, so maybe 1.5 on the exposure, and we get something that doesn't look too bad at all. And just keep in mind that this plugin is going to affect the texture that is being set here, but it's also going to affect the Y rotation. So it's really trying to look at what you have as the image when you use image-based similarity, and it's trying to place the HDR such that this image is as close as possible to what you have in the background of the HDR. So most of the time it's doing an okay job, like it's not going to be perfect all the time, but it's a good starting point, and then you can play with that yourself. So yeah, that's it. If you're interested in working with this tool, this is completely free. You just have to go to this website, wildlightshdr.com, and if you go down here, you just need to enter your email address, accept the EULA, and you can download the plugin and install it on your machine. This was tested on Windows, Mac, and Linux, but obviously this is a first release, so there's going to be a bunch of issues, I'm sure. If you run into any problems, just contact me through this email, and I'll do my best to improve this plugin so it's just gets better every single day. Thank you very much.